Dawn after the collapse, when the soul remembers itself. 1. The world is not just in crisis. In the previous videos, we talked about the debt spiral, about nations that are aging, about welfare systems built for an era of growth, now forced to support societies that are no longer growing. We talked about soaring public debt, aging populations, and younger generations who are no longer guaranteed a future. All of these things are real, but if you look a little deeper, you may begin to notice something even larger. What we are witnessing is not merely an economic crisis. It is not just cracks within existing systems. This is a transitional phase of an entire civilization. Because throughout human history, whenever a system reaches its limits, it does not simply reform. It collapses to make room for a new way of being. 2. The labor pains of a civilization. When an old world can no longer support the human soul, it begins to dissolve, not through one dramatic explosion, but through small fractures spreading everywhere. Trust in institutions begins to fade. Promises once considered permanent suddenly feel fragile. Nations that once believed they could expand forever begin shifting into preservation mode. Yet the deepest change is not happening in politics. It is happening inside the human heart. You can feel it everywhere. A sense of exhaustion, a sense of emptiness, a strange feeling that life is moving faster than ever, yet its meaning seems to be disappearing. Many people see this as a sign of decline, but at a deeper level, this is not decay. This is the pain of birth. A new world is always born through moments like these. No one fears the night, if they know they are walking toward the dawn. 3. Why this collapse is inevitable for centuries. Human civilization has been built upon a powerful story. A story that says, if you study hard, if you earn degrees, if you secure a good job, your life will be stable. The education system, the economic system, the political system, all were designed to sustain that story. But every system in history has a life cycle. They are born, they grow, and eventually, they reach a moment when they no longer reflect the evolution of human consciousness. That is when they begin to dissolve. Not because they are evil, but because their role has been completed. If the old does not fall, the new can never appear. 4. This generation was born for this moment. Many young people today feel as though they were born into the wrong era. They see economic instability, unaffordable housing, an uncertain future, and they ask themselves, why do we have to live in times like this? But perhaps, the more accurate question is, who else would be born at a moment of transition like this if not us? Every era in history has a generation with a special role. Some generations are born to build, some generations are born to protect, and some generations are born to close an old cycle. This generation was not born to climb the social ladder, achieve success according to outdated standards, or secure a comfortable position within an aging system. This generation is here to see through illusion, recognize truth, and remember who we truly are. We were not born for an easy life. We were born to wake up. 5. The question that awakens the soul. When systems function smoothly, very few people ask deep questions about life. They stay busy, they chase goals, they believe that if they achieve enough, they will eventually be happy. But when the external world begins to shake, another door opens. Human beings begin asking a question they once avoided. Who am I, when none of these external structures are truly certain anymore? This is the question that begins spiritual awakening. Not religion, not ideology, but the realization that you are far more than the roles society assigned to you. In that moment, a person stops living as a performance and begins living as someone waking up inside their own dream. 6. Where the real future lies. The 20th century was built on a powerful assumption that the future of humanity would be determined by power, technology, and political systems. But the 21st century is slowly revealing something deeper. The future of humanity will not be decided by machines alone. It will be shaped by human consciousness, the openness of the heart, the depth of awareness, the ability to remain grounded within oneself without being controlled by fear. When the soul awakens, the external world no longer holds absolute power over you. You still live within it, but you are no longer defined by it. And that is the moment true freedom begins. 7. Humanity is shedding its old skin. Many people believe the world is approaching its end, but perhaps what is truly ending is simply an old version of humanity, a version built upon fear, competition, and forgetting who we are. Humanity is like a living organism shedding its old skin. The process is chaotic, painful, and deeply uncomfortable, but it is also a sign of growth. You are not dying. You are becoming a greater version of yourself. 8. The call to awaken. The old world may continue to shake for a while. Systems may continue to struggle. Things once believed to be permanent may keep falling apart. But remember something important. Moments like these are not the end of humanity. They are historical gateways. Rare moments when human beings are given the opportunity to look directly into themselves and awaken. Not everyone will see it that way. Many will only see chaos. But some people will recognize that this is the moment their soul has been waiting for. Because whenever an old world collapses, a new kind of human being is born. One who no longer lives in fear, no longer defined by systems, but guided by consciousness, awareness, and inner light. And if you are hearing these words, perhaps you are not here by accident. Perhaps you too are part of the dawn that is coming. If this message resonates with you, subscribe to the channel and continue this journey with us. Because in the videos ahead we will explore even deeper what is truly happening to humanity, why the old systems are collapsing, and what is emerging on the other side of the dawn. This is not only the story of the world, it is the story of human awakening, and that journey has only just begun. Because dawn is not the moment the sun rises in the sky. Dawn is the moment human beings remember they are light.